Okay. I can't hear you.
Look, I put a jacket on.
Oh. Hey. Wait, now you're muted. Talk.
It keeps muting me. Oh, here we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
You still can't.
Oh.
Can you now?
It helps if I have my volume on. What a dumb
Does it
dumb.
totally look like I'm sitting in bed right now?
Just sit up taller and you'll be fine. There you go. Prop your back up more. Then you look. There you go. We'll just be like reclining.
I don't have a good place because Lynn has some calls she has to be on and she has to talk. So like one of us has to hide in a room.
Yeah. So I think that when people join, they have to be admitted. So
Yeah.
I could put the waiting room on the side and just not let them in. So it is recording.
Oh, sweet.
I wonder if we can trim it
Yeah, I know how to.
for the Zoom.
I think so.
Okay. I mean, I could stop it right now.
The nicer days to the park, and we have a little routine that Elena knows about, but it's really fun. We have a tennis ball and we have one of those Nerf golf balls that I have. Okay, so I take my either sand wedge or 8-iron and I practice. I can hit the golf ball, gets it, and then I hit the little Nerf golf ball. And I say to him, little ball. And he goes and gets the little ball and brings it back. So that's what we've been doing. And it's really fun. And so first I hit the tennis ball. He goes and gets it, brings it back, puts it down. Then I hit the golf ball and he goes and gets it. So that's kind of where I am, but I'm looking forward to getting out.
Excellent. Excellent. Donnie, quick update on what you're doing?
Well, I'm among the fortunate living in Arizona right now, and the golf courses are essential. So one governor gets it.
Good.
I
Excellent.
played golf yesterday, and I'm going to play golf tomorrow, and I'm trying to practice. Every shot has a purpose.
I love that. Ruth?
Passing on the information on to the girls down here.
Ruth?
Hi. So I have been walking a lot, usually like 7 miles a day.
Wow.
And I have a gym downstairs. I have to make myself go down there and use it, but I do. So doing a lot of upper body strength. And I did go out and play. I played Friday. Elena saw me at Common Ground and played 18. Well, played actually 17 until the wind came up and it was like crazy dark and crazy there. And then ran back to the car. But so that was really fun. And so Common Ground is open. And so that's what I've been doing. I'm hoping to play more golf in the restricted way they're letting us play golf, which is fine with me.
Yeah, so for those of you that didn't know, Common Ground is open for walking only. The tee sheet has been packed on the nice days all the way up to like 5:30 in the afternoon. You cannot get a spot. So if you're looking to play, make sure you call in advance to get a tee time in. One of the things that I've noticed that for those of you that are able to walk, it's been really cool to just see everybody walking out there. So Chris, quick update on Krista Rose, quick update on what you're doing.
Well, I'm walking my dog a lot. Unlike you, unlike whomever else, the 6 or 7 to 8 miles a day. I also have a Peloton. So I've ridden the Peloton a ton, as well as taken a bunch of meditation and strength and conditioning classes and stuff. And, you know, hanging in there, really.
Cool. For also another, with the Peloton, I don't know if it's still going, but they did have a free 90-day trial, which I've been doing, and boy, they kick your butt. And you know, you can either have equipment or no equipment and get a really good workout in. So lots of good stuff on the Peloton app if you want to check that out.
Yep.
Eric?
Yep. Hey, so played a few times out of Common Ground, and yeah, I will say I historically have not been a golf walker, but it's been an enjoyable change. I never realized how many steps you got, and that course is actually pretty good for walking because there's just not too much distance between holes. So that's been good. And then just kind of general, anything I can find in my basement to do a little lifting, stretching, and just stay in shape. So I'm definitely like others, despite my tropical background. I'm definitely looking forward to getting out there and having more courses be more open.
And don't forget, you've been a good Mr. Mom at home.
And that's indeed, that's requires me to get outside of the golf course on time, or at times, to keep sanity, given the other parts of home life.
Good. Kath?
Gosh, everything everybody's doing is what I'm doing, so I don't really have anything new to add. I was in Seattle about a month ago, and it was very stressful, taking care of my dad and trying to get back. But I got back safely, and now I'm dealing with my husband, who's also high risk, so I am not going anywhere. My golf course is open, but good luck getting on.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the elliptical weights, trying to stay sane, and watching lots of Netflix and Amazon Prime.
Nice. Good.
Up on all.
Oh, sorry about that. Lisa Kerwin, new member. Just met with Lisa last week. Hopefully she's going to stay free and be able to be with us. So Lisa, you can give us a quick introduction for yourself.
Sure. Well, what I've been doing is Pilates mat work every day and doing some walking, a little bike riding. And I did make it to the course a couple of times for a few 9-hole rounds. Unfortunately, I'm nursing a back problem. So I'm just hoping to get to the point where the golf will be less invasive on the, not feel so horrible on my back.
Good. Great. Well, welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Mitchell?
Well, I was having a great time in New Zealand when all this hit, and had to hightail it back to Denver, cut our vacation short. And like everybody else, sheltering in place. I haven't touched a golf club, and I've been doing a lot of walking, some cycling, and set up an exercise area in the basement, doing some, weight training and core strength training, and boy, looking forward for all this to be over.
Good deal. We got Andrea over here. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in Denver. You're seeing my messy kitchen in the background and not palm trees, but our course is open. Pinehurst has been open the whole time. Our city councilman went to the mayor. We've got social distancing. I'm walking, which has been great with my little push cart, but I'm the one at 5:30 every day playing because I've got an elderly husband and 2 elderly parents I'm taking care of. So I've gotten in 3 rounds, and then I live on a park, so I take a few clubs over there and do some swings and get a lot of funny looks. And then I walk like all of you. That's about it.
Great. Thank you. So Greg, you changed your name.
Yeah, that was the last that was the last Zoom call with a bunch of buddies. So I'm like, oh no, that showed up.
Do you want me to call you by Greg or by Shithead?
Either way.
I can see that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Like, whoops. No, I've got a college daughter that's not going back to school, so we've got 3 kids in the house, but it's all easy. It's all teenagers, so it's all easy. I did play a couple rounds last week and was playing really well, so I'm kind of excited to get out there when possible.
Great. And Mindy, we heard from you. So last but not least, we've got Ann Frick, who's recovering from back surgery. So Ann, tell us how you're doing.
I'm doing well. I was late to this meeting because I had my PT session on Zoom with Nick. So I'm really been concentrating on my physical therapy. We do it by Zoom 3 times a week. I do it on my own the other days because I just I'm motivated to get my back in shape. Lakewood is open, so I'm only allowed, from Nick, I'm only allowed to chip and putt. So I walk the course with Ford, carrying, a couple of wedges and a putter, and do some short and some long chips and then putt. And it gets me out and on the course and walking. If I'm not at the course, the walk is, by the time I'm done, is close to 7 miles. And on the other days, I walk here in the neighborhood about 3.5 to 4 miles.
Great.
So I wanted to ask you though, because I just started to research a Peloton last night. So what do you mean this trial run? Do they bring the actual bike to you?
Well, no, it's an app, and within the app they have yoga, meditation, strength training.
Yeah.
I have a treadmill, not a bike. I bike outside. But either you can do it with weights, without weights. So there's, excuse me. Okay, I might have to move. A little drilling going on here. Sorry about that.
Best noise ever.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay, time to move. Hopefully it won't last too long.
Are they doing work on your new house, Elena?
Yeah. All right, time out. Steph, I'm muting me. You go for it, okay?
Okay, well, I can't unmute people though, so can you unmute Kelly? So Kelly, we're just doing kind of an update what you've been up to since all this has been going on. If you want to just do
Yeah. Hi, everybody, by the way. Hope everybody is doing well. And Cherry Creek is open, and we've had to carry clubs. So I've been using my great lightweight bag that you guys gave me.
Awesome.
And, just putting in the essentials. And we've done pretty well. I've really been working on a few things that Elena and I worked on. Oh, was that 2 months ago? How long's that been now? Anyway, indoors, and really have worked on that. And I'll bet I've improved my shots. Like my drive is easily like 20 to 40 yards longer now. My chip shots are, I'm really squaring the face. It feels really good. So, I mean, I had the drive of my life where like nobody drives it that far on one hole. And thank you. I'm getting breakfast delivered. Huh?
We'll take some too.
Okay, sure. So a few little key things, and it just totally straightened out a lot of my problems. And so as far as exercising, we have a home gym, and been doing yoga at home, and Orange Theory Fitness at home, and so all these classes. So but just trying to stay busy. Of course, work, I always work from home, so that doesn't change, but it's just hard to stay motivated. So anyway, that's it. Going great. So can't wait to get back out again with you guys. I didn't know Common Ground was open, and that's really fun. Because the tee sheets at Cherry Creek, you literally have to call it 8:31 to get on the tee sheet for 1 week ahead, and so 1 week behind. So it's just it's kind of madness. But everybody wants to talk.
Common Ground right now. So
same.
Yeah.
So, but doing well. Thanks, Elena, for coming over and straightening me out a little bit. So it really did improve things. Yeah.
Yeah, doing house calls now.
Right. So
right. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks.
I don't know if is Phil, are you there? Or just calling in?
Just calling in, I think.
Okay.
Well, it's great to see everybody. It sounds like everybody's managing well. And so some of the things that we thought would be important today would be to give you an overview. It's always good review. Some of you are more familiar with the Vision 54 skills. And if you want to ask a question, there's a chat box, or you can just kind of wave to us if that's easier, and we'll unmute you. So Steph, if you can help me keep an eye on that. So I am going to share my screen here. Hopefully everything is, hey, how about that?
It worked.
Yeah, real good? Yeah. So it's our first official Zoom meeting, supervised practice. So if you guys bear with us here, we appreciate you being here. We've got a great group, so it's very exciting and appreciate everybody being here. So for those of you that have been in our program, you know that we base a lot of our supervised practices on the Vision 54 human skills. So we thought we'd go over that. Just a good review. And I also think these are great skills for you to be practicing at home with your everyday life, you know, whether it's patience, which is always something I have to work on, resilience. A lot of you are exercising and working out. It's a great time to be taking the opportunity to learn something new, improve. I've challenged myself and the team to try and learn something new. I've been spending a lot of time with technology, trying to get more proficient with the technology that we have. So hopefully we can use more of that this year. All right, why is my slide not working, Steph? Okay. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Hey, how about it? So everybody, except for the new people for 2020, because everything's so delayed with delivery, should either have a copy of Play Your Best Golf Now or the Be a Player book. If you have not read it, please do so, because it is so helpful with your on-course performance. If you never received the book, which we think everybody has, and please reach out to Steph or I to get a copy from us. We can either get you the hardback, which most people prefer because you can reread it, bookmark your pages, or we're happy to get you the Kindle version as well. So Vision 54. What is Vision 54 about? A lot of people, how can we make that in a nutshell? And all these slides, don't feel like you need to take notes. We will put it in a PDF and send it to you. So don't worry about that. Vision 54 is all about supporting golfers to play better on the course. We all know that we have good days and bad days, and it's really about the art of playing the game. How they started Vision 54, for those of you that may not know, it was all about possibilities. Pia was the coach of the European Solheim Cup team, and we're letting someone else in. And she wanted to tell them what's possible. They were always about, oh, we can't play year round, their golf courses are better. So she thought, what if it was possible to birdie every hole, which would be, if it was par 72, 18 birdies, we would get to 54. So it's all about your own possibilities, and that everybody is unique. And what Steph and I really try to help you do is be your own best coach. We want to support you. We want to guide you. Of course, we help you technically, but I think one of the keys to playing and performing well on course is being able to coach yourself, knowing what your tendencies are and being able to find your best playing state on the golf course. So that's kind of how I sum up what they do. We've spent a ton of time with PN Lynn, not recently. I know there's a handful of you in our group that have been to their 3-day school, and they're always good people to seek out. If you're interested in doing that, we can put you in touch with those members that have been to a Vision 54 school down in Arizona, and we've also had them up here in Colorado, just not recently. So Steph, I can't see everybody, so if there's questions, can you make sure to jump in and holler, answer any of those? Or add?
Yeah, so I can't see everyone either, but if you all have questions, it's probably best to just type them in the chat for right now, since we can't see you raise your hands. And then we can address those as needed. And just to kind of add to what you was talking about with this slide, I think a lot of the Vision 54 stuff would be really good to do right now, just with everything going on, kind of crazy times, and being able to kind of coach yourself even in your personal life and at home, being able to kind of overcome some of these things that we have, and making the best of the situation. So these skills are good, not only for on the golf course, but I think in personal and in your everyday life as well, especially right this second with all this craziness happening.
So I am trying to screen share and flip the slide, and it's not working. So hang on here, folks. We're gonna try this again. Maybe I'm just gonna have to do it this way. It's not as pretty, but we'll do it that way and see if it works. Sorry about that. Come on.
There you go.
Won't get, there we go. Here we go. So sorry, it doesn't look as nice, but we're going to do it the way it works. So one of the many things that we talk about is how do we perform at our best? And of course, skill, technique is a given, right? The pros have much better technique than the rest of most of us. And we're always trying to improve your skill level. So Steph and I are here to help you with what technique can help you chip, putt, full swing better, and then how to practice. So that is one very big piece to playing good golf. But the other super important piece that we love to talk about is your state. And what I mean by your state is your mental, your emotional, and your physiological state. So mental is what are we saying to ourselves? And of course, what we're saying to ourselves results in how we feel emotionally, whether that creates excitement or anger or frustration. All of those things will now show up physically in our swing, and that affects how we perform on course. So finding our best state and learning how to manage that and create that state is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. And those are things that we continue to work through throughout the season. And I recommend that you continue to work on those now as we go along here. Come on, it's not behaving here. There we go. So in Vision 54 talk, the reality of golf is our physical ability. You know, I love hearing that everybody is home really working physically on their body. It's a great time to do that. Out walking, a great thing, stretching, mobility, flexibility. If you want ideas, make sure to reach out to Steph. She's great at this stuff. She's very well versed in things that you can do. So reach out to her direct. She happens to have a little bit extra time right now. So feel free to reach out her for some ideas of what might work well for you, whether it's in flexibility, stability, mobility, any of those things, or that pertains to your golf swing in general. Technical, we talked about what's my skill level, which we always want to increase. Mentally, what we're saying to ourselves, emotionally, big deal, I think, with the emotional resilience, especially right now. I'm sure everybody's like us. We're going through a lot of highs and lows and trying to adjust to our new norm. Being in the same house with either ourselves or people you're not used to being around 24/7. So I think the emotional resilience piece is huge. Our social piece is what are our roles? How am I as a golfer? Am I the league chairperson? Is that my role? Am I a coach like Steph for a team? Am I part of a team at my club? Many of you are on your club team. So keeping in mind what actually are your roles as a golfer, things for you to look at. And again, we'll send these slides to you. In your spirit of the game, and that certainly ebbs and flows the spirit of the game. We tend to lose that. What's our real love and our intrinsic value of the game, and keeping that in mind. Just a quick little story. Most of you know that I had an injury with my ulnar nerve, so I had not played 18 holes for a year and a half. And I was really wondering if my love for the game was waning. And now that I live over by Valley Country Club, one of the members invited me over. I got my little carry bag and I carried my bag 18 holes and played golf. And it was really fun to see how much I enjoyed playing and love the game again. So that was a great experience that I wanted to share, that just getting out there playing and walking, there was no expectations, wasn't competitive. It was just a fun walk around, and forgot how nice it was to walk 18 holes. So the spirit of the game is so important because that affects us emotionally as well. We good so far? Oops, sorry, wrong one. So with that, for those of you familiar, you're my 54 and you're not 54. And this is a homework assignment that we are going to have you guys do if you're looking to figure out how do you play your best golf. And if we go back to one of the previous slides, where we talked about your skill. We're going to work on that. But what is my state? And our state is something we can absolutely have control over and create. So what Steph and I would love for you to do, if you haven't done this before, or I think it's a great idea to do it at the beginning of every season, what is your best playing state? So just for example, I wrote down some of my things to give you an idea of what this might look like. So of course, now I consider myself a golf snob. I only want to go out and play if it's a good course and it's nice weather. Forget playing in the cold. I don't want to be doing that anymore. So for me, I know that when I play my best it's been when I'm walking. I've had a caddy, which is super fun. You can do that at Common Ground and some of your clubs. Is that too loud, Steph?
No, it's not bad.
The drilling, you're okay? I like to play when I have a little bit more adrenaline, and we're going to talk more about that in one of our future Zoom supervised practices about controlling our adrenaline levels and our cortisol levels and our DHEA. Some of you are familiar with that. It'll be a good review. I like playing on great golf courses and fun playing partners. I like to be a little competitive, and one thing that's really handy for all of us is being pain-free and when I feel like I'm in good physical shape. When I don't play well and I have to manage is slow play. I'm distracted by something else. I certainly don't like playing with poor sports, or if I get bored, or if I'm too serious. So this is just a good example. And what we would suggest in your homework assignment is just thinking about some of your best rounds. Go back and really try to put yourself in one of your best rounds. Who were you playing with? What was the weather like? What was your pace? Were you talking a lot, or were you more quiet? Were you focused over your shots? What were you doing in between shots? Really try to go deep with this and see what it is about you that allows you to play your best golf. And then the not so fun part of this exercise is you go back to one of your lousy rounds and you go, what was going on there? What got in my way of playing my best golf? So great assignment for you all to do. Okay.
I think to add to that too, again, kind of going with everything that's happening right now, this is a good thing to do in your personal life as well, to make how am I at my best, and when am I maybe not at my best? What kind of shows up for me, under stress, what happens, just so you can start to be aware of that. Because right now I think mental and emotional health is so important. So just starting to notice if you're falling into, into a not 54 in your life, kind of how you might be able to bump yourself back to an area where you should be. So sometimes just writing it down is a good exercise so you can be more aware of what's happening and when you start to slip into a place maybe that isn't your ideal.
Steph, there's a lot of drilling going on here. I'm going to take this next slide. You want to go for it for me?
Yeah, sure. Can you switch to it? Oh, there we go. All right, so here's going to be all of our human skills. So for those of you that have been in the program before, you all have seen these. And we're just going to kind of briefly go over what these are, and we'll go into them into a little more detail in some of these future Zoom calls. But first, and probably the one I feel like that we hit on the most in supervised practices, is going to be balance, tempo, and tension. So how can you be athletic in your golf swing? And these are actually, balance, tempo, tension are some really good things that you can be working on at home right now, that you don't necessarily need to have a club or even make a golf swing for. We can, if you guys have some questions on what some drills might be to work on those at home, we'd be happy to post something on Coach Now and kind of go into that a little bit more. But just as an example, some balance things we like to have people do. If you're like brushing your teeth, hanging out, stand on one foot, maybe for 30 seconds, then stand on your other foot just for 30 seconds and really start to focus on feeling really present and staying present to that balance and what that feels like in your feet. So balance, tempo, tension, how to be athletic in your swing. The next is going to be play box. So that's going to be actually over the golf ball. And that's where we want to start to help you get focused on one thing that you can stay present or aware of in your swing, and sometimes using a balance, tempo, tension, that kind of thing is something really typically easy for people to stay focused on in the play box. But there's tons and tons of different play boxes that we can kind of help you with as the season progresses. So the play box is going to be over the ball when we're actually making our swing. So think box, when we're trying to be more decisive, is going to be kind of what you'll hear sometimes is the pre-shot routine. So this is behind the ball or next to the ball before we actually step into the shot, and being really intentional about what we want to be focused on in our play box. So if maybe I choose a balanced play box, it's rehearsing that feel of that balance so that when I step into my shot, I'm committed to what I want to do in my play box. The next is memory. So how we react to our shots, how we start to process and think about the shots after we hit it, and being able to be confident. So what we want to try to do in our memory box is to store positive emotions versus negative emotions, because people are hardwired to negative thoughts and negative emotions. So we want to try to flip the switch there a little bit and start to pick out something positive about the shot or about our play box or our process before we go to the negative. Trying to stay a little bit more neutral, factual, or positive in how we react to our shots in our memory box. The next is going to be emotional resilience, which I think is a really good one for right now, both in golf and outside of golf and just life. So how can we handle situations that maybe are hard for us to deal with? Maybe it's we have a really big hole, get an 8 on a par 4 or something like that. How do we be resilient? How do we flip back into being able to control our emotional state and get back into our ideal spot for the next shot? Next is going to be our self-talk. So paying attention to how we talk to ourselves. Do we instantly just go to, God, I suck after every shot? Or can we flip that and be mindful in how we approach it and try to stay, again, a little bit more neutral, factual, positive, and try not to just jump to conclusions or jump to different opinions about ourselves. And then the last is going to be master variability. So how can we adapt to different situations? And again, this is a huge one in life right now. How do we adapt to being stuck at home and not getting to go out and play golf? And how do we still work on things that are going to benefit us later when we can return back to a little bit more of a normal life? Or on the golf course, how could we adapt to something like changing weather conditions or, a playing partner maybe that we don't love to play with, but things that are kind of out of our control? How can we adapt and still make the best of the situation? So that's kind of where we sit on that stuff. If you all have any questions on that, feel free to type it in the chat. I don't see anything right now. E, do you have anything to add?
No, that's great. I think the master of variability and the emotional resilience super important. Just to stress that again. One thing, like I said at the outset, for those of you that were on the call, I mean, we feel like we're bobbing and weaving every day and having to be adaptable. And I think I've just found in general, it's been fascinating to me how people are being more creative in how they are doing things at home, communicating with their friends and their family, and just finding new ways to be successful in a whole different paradigm. It's been super interesting in the golf industry to see how people are reshaping how they do their business and how we can deliver really good things to you all as members. So every day we're having long conversations about what we can do. So we'd love any feedback as we go along and even after this call of how we can help you best. Because so many of these skills we can be working on at home now, and in our future Zoom calls, as Steph mentioned, we'll go into these in more detail. Today, we wanted to give everyone just a reminder on the 30,000 foot view of what this is all about. Next slide is just a diagram of where all these fit in. I'm not going to go over this a whole lot, but a lot of people will go, hey, where do I do all of this? And you can take a look at this, and we'll have this for you as well. And one of the things that will continue to go individually is what are you already good at and what are the areas that maybe we need to focus on more. Some of you need to be more present in the play box. Maybe some of you need to be more positive or at least neutral in the memory box. And we'll look at that as we go farther along. So as the season starts, Many of you we had our year-end reviews with. Some of you we did not get in. If you didn't get the year-end review in your assessment, please let us know as we start our initial assessments, because one of the things that we find super important are goals. Not everybody has goals, and they don't have to be score related, but if you do want to create goals, we are here to help you. Reach out. I'm talking to customers and students every day, so is Steph. Happy to chat with you guys on the phone. We're here for you. We want to support you in any way that we can, and we love the communication and being connected with you all, so please reach out. Happy to help, and we have the time, and it's a good time to take advantage of us. So 3 levels of goals are your vision, your dreams, your imagery. What's the big picture? What's the greatest thing that you can think of that really you would want for yourself or out of your golf game? And this is part of your homework assignment too. We're going to send you this. Performance and outcome goals. These are part of the easier part. Hey, I'm a 25 handicap and I want to finish the season under 20. That's a very lofty goal, and it's an outcome goal. Another outcome goal is I want to be a better putter. That's a great outcome, isn't it? But what we need is the third part, which I think is so helpful, and Steph and I can be here to help you with that, is what are the action goals? Great, I want to be a better putter, but what's the how? What's the action goal? Does that mean I'm going to practice my putting at home just even 5 minutes a day? And then within that 5 minutes a day, what are we working on? What are we trying to accomplish? Is it something like I'm just going to be working on my tempo? Or am I just trying to get this ball to start online? That's more of an action goal versus an outcome goal as I want to be a better putter. Everybody wants to be a better putter, right? Who doesn't? But we want to help you come out with the action goals to do that. And that's where we're here to help you. So again, reach out to us to do that. We're here for you. Performance goals can be like a reach, like, hey, I want to do something really big. And then there's what you feel like is an attainable goal. But, give yourself a little bit of a stretch goal this year if we're able to, depending on how much we can get out and play golf, and then really dig deep of how am I going to make that happen? So the action goal is super important.
And I think just to add that, I think for those action goals, it's really good to make them specific and measurable. So maybe if your goal is putting, maybe there's a putting drill that you do at the end of every session that you get to go out and work on your putting, just so you can start to see how you're comparing against yourself from where you started to where you're trying to get in your goal. So maybe it's doing like star drill and seeing how many out of 12 you can make, and not giving yourself any second putts. And then every time you do that, just to see how you're starting to improve, just so you have something measurable.
That's great. And so again, with technology and the things that we have, the data that's available, it's so much easier to keep stats. We ask all of you to do it. We don't require it. It's just helpful for us as a coach, because if you tell us that, hey, my putting's okay, but you're not really having any data to back that up, then it's hard for us to really see, because we can't be on the course with you all the time. We did have the short course assessments this year, which Steph and I have talked about and found super helpful, because we really got an idea of where you were with proximity to the hole, with your chipping and your putting. So if you're up for it, we encourage you to keep stats. They don't have to be super complicated. You don't need to send me a huge Excel spreadsheets like some of our customers do. But just some basic stats are very helpful for us to see where we need to work on, and if we are progressing, and we're doing our job if you are getting better. So we're going to send you this slide. Steph's going to attach that to the coach now, and the My 54 Not 54, which is for yours.
And
go ahead.
Sorry, add for the stat keeping. If you all carry a handicap, the new GIN app that you can get on your phone actually has a great statistic kind of side to it. So you can go in and you can do it during your round, or you can do it after, and actually like put, how many putts you had, if you hit the fairway, which side you missed, if you hit the green or not, all that stuff. And it'll start to compile all your statistics for you. right within the handicap app. It's all free with your handicap. So it's kind of a cool addition that they added this year, so you can start to track all that stuff.
Great. And I would be remiss, because this is my favorite slide that I attach to every presentation that I do. I think it's a wonderful reminder that what we think our success looks like is this straight line uphill, and we know through everything that we've done in life, there's a lot of ups and downs, as long as we're moving in the right direction. But I just love that slide, and I think it's important to remember that. So I'm going to go out of this, and how are we doing? We doing okay? How about any questions, comments? Raise your hand, it's easier for me. If you have a chat, I'll be happy to unmute you. Ruth?
The Vision 54. Where do we see that? Is that on what?
They have a website.
Okay.
And they perform schools, they're coaches. The books are the best place to read about them. They have 4 books out right now. I think Play Your Best Golf Now and Be a Player are the best. One of their original ones was Super, which was Every Shot Must Have a Purpose, and that's kind of where they originally laid out the Think Box, Play Box, Memory Box. So that's a good one as well. You can get them on Amazon. You can go to their website, but it's cheaper on Amazon.
So I'm gonna I got kicked out of the kitchen. I got like moved around here, so I don't have my paper. So the 2 books are
Be a Player.
Be a Player.
And Play Your Best Golf Now.
Play Your Best Golf Now.
The third one, which was their first one, which has been out for quite a while, Every Shot Must Have a Purpose. That's a great one too. Okay. But you can go on their website, and they have a lot of good information on there as well.
All right.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. Who else? Comments?
Carol? Question.
Can you hear? Okay.
I can now.
I was going to share with Ruth, because we live very close together, that if she would like to borrow my book, I have it here. Actually, I have both. So all she has to do is scream, and I can get it down to her. Whatever. But anyway, it's available, because I've read it several times, and it's really good, really good. So thank you.
So can we can book a private short course, right?
Yes. Let me go over what is available right now as of today. And I'm not going to go too much farther, because it may be changing. My understanding is whatever's in place right now is at least in place till April 26th. What's going to happen on the 27th, I don't know. But we are able to do on-course coaching on the short course. They do recommend that we wear masks. Some of you have been out with me, and we've stayed plenty far apart. That the masks are, I leave it up to my student if they want to wear it, or if they want me to wear it. Use your own golf balls. I don't touch your equipment. I use my shag bag, so you're not touching any of that. And we're just doing basic chipping, pitching, and on-course coaching. I'm not doing a lot of putting right now, because putting is one place where, we can certainly take a look, but a 45-minute putting lesson with not being able to be hands-on and touching golf balls and equipment and maneuvering you around is probably not the best choice with where we are right now in our current state. And the golf course is open. So we could do on course on the big course, but we'd need to make a team. So no driving range though, because they don't want any touching. And you do need to be able to walk down to the back end, because there's no carts available at this point.
Right.
Okay. Anybody else have any thoughts, questions? So anyone, Steph, are you on the comments here? You're managing that?
Yeah. Yeah, so we had a couple of questions about warm-up activities. For those of you that don't or haven't looked at Instagram, or maybe if you don't have an Instagram, we can post some of them, but we have been posting a lot of drills and warm-ups and games and things like that that you can be doing at home through our Experience Golf Instagram page. So if you look at our Instagram TV, it's all posted on there. It should also be posted on our Facebook page, and we are working on adding them all to our YouTube as well. Our YouTube is Experience Golf Colorado. You can subscribe to that and check out all the videos. Some really good stuff you can do at home. Kelly was asking about the warm-up routine that I do before I play. So that's a video that we've added in the last couple weeks. There's a really funny one of E teaching you how to hit a sand shot out of the snow. So please be sure to check that one out if you've not seen it. It's hilarious. And everyone's fine. Just a precursor for that one when you watch it.
Oh, we froze.
That warm-up video, at least on Coach Now. But like I said, check out Facebook, check out YouTube if you don't have Instagram, because all that stuff should be posted on those as well.
Great. So next time what we will do, and we hope you all join us, we will go more in depth on Think Box, Play Box, and Memory Box. And then, you know, I don't think our supervised practices are scheduled for 2 hours. I don't think anybody wants to be on a Zoom call for 2 hours. So we will try to keep them to an hour. Of course, if you have questions, feel free to ask away, but I think we'll start with Think Box, Play Box, and then the third session that we have, we want to go over the Memory Box with the Heart Math Grid. I think this one's super important, so if you're able to make it, Steph had an amazing idea for one of our afternoon ones. Anybody up for afternoon session with happy hour? Yeah, see, now I finally got you guys interested. Look at that. Jeez,
I mean, one could be a brunch happy hour, but maybe a little early for that.
Yeah, but that's the best reaction we got the whole morning. I love it. So for the afternoon one, we will definitely plan a little group happy hour, which is great. So for those of you that want any tutorial on managing your Coach Now, or how to sign up for practices, individual lessons, anything like that, please stay with us. For the rest of you, thank you so much. It's so fun my day to see all your faces. I miss you all. I'm an extrovert and a very social person, and it's really hard for me to like stare at my contractor, my husband, and my son all day. This is the longest my husband's been in town, for 20 some years. I'm ready to put him on a plane soon. No, it's been great, but it is wonderful to see all of you. So join us soon. If you want to hang out with Steph and I to learn more about your Coach Now and supervise, or how to sign up with the website, or even the stat tracking, stay with us. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing y'all soon. Take care. Be safe.
Thank you all. Good to see you.
I like that, Kath.
Arts back, Kath. We'll give everyone a second to get off that once too.
Yeah, I like Mindy walking. That's great.
I know, that's awesome.
I know.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna unmute all these guys then for Steph. Would that be easier then?
Yeah, feel free to ask whatever questions you all have. I'm gonna share my
unmute everybody.
Screen here. Can you all see that okay?
I'm gonna unmute Ann, Lisa, we got Donnie, Ruth, Mitchell, and Kelly. Did I get everybody, Steph, I believe?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Everyone see that screen okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Coach Now. This is going to be the desktop version. If you use your phone, it's going to be pretty comparable. When you, especially if you're using your phone, when you open up your Coach Now, it should have, for you guys, it'll just have you on there. I obviously have access to everyone that's in the membership plus all of our clients. So, but if you go ahead and click on your picture, what it's going to do is it's going to pull up your feed, your Coach Now, for as long as you've had one, basically. I don't have a ton on mine just because I don't put a ton, but you can go through and see, got stuff from years ago on here, lots of videos and all kinds of stuff. So this is sort of like a Facebook for your golf game. Elena and I both have access to your space. You have access to your space, and that's it, unless you invite someone else. No one else can see your private space. So if you ever want to post something to Elena and I, you'll go, if you're on your desktop version, to where it says post to space. You can post a video or something by clicking media. You can drag it right in there. You can just write something on here, whatever you want. And when you send that, it'll post to your feed. Elena and I will see it. No one else will see it. What you always want to make sure of, especially if you're on the phone version, if you go to post something, that up at the top where it says my name, it says my name again. So if it ever says your name and then says Experience Golf membership underneath it, you're posting to the Experience Golf page and not your page, which is totally fine. Just be aware if it's something that you just want Elena and I to see, that you want to make sure you're posting on your own personal space. So there's that part. Once you are kind of happy with that section, you can go to the team section. Again, you'll probably, if you've been a member before, you'll see the different membership years. You won't have all these other ones, but like if I click on this year's membership, this is going to be the stuff that we'll post for you all about practices. We'll post good articles, things like that. This one, again, if you go to post, this is posting to all of the membership, which is totally fine. Just be aware that everyone will see this. And also, if we put some kind of information on the site, like about the Zoom call, anything that you reply on there is also going to reply to the whole group. So if you want to reply to us privately, just make sure you go back and go to your private space to do that. Does anyone have questions on the Coach Now stuff?
Well, mine doesn't look at all like that on my phone.
Yeah.
I'll play with it.
Phone's a little bit different. I'm trying to think if I can.
That's all right. I'll try and do it on my iPad, but I'm watching you now on my iPad, and I don't have Coach Now on my iPad.
Okay. Yeah, so the Coach Now app, when you open it, it should come up just with your space right away. And so you'll click on your picture to be able to view your space. And then at the top, it says spaces or teams. So if you toggle over to teams, that should help you to switch
like right
to.
now, if I open, can you see that?
Can you hold it a little closer? There you go. So tap on your name on.
Yep.
And then that's what it does.
Yep, that's your feed. And then I don't know if you can see the little button at the bottom right here.
Yeah.
Everybody can see that? Because most everybody on their phone.
Yep.
No, I'm on a laptop.
And you're on your laptop? Okay, so you're looking at what Steph just showed us?
Yes.
And if you do it on your phone, like I have a zillion spaces, so I'm not just seeing mine. There's this little orange button at the bottom.
Right.
And if everybody would click on that little orange button, you can take a video through here. You can take a photo. If you click on library, you can either access your own camera roll, so something you took through your phone. You can just write us a note. You can even take a voice note, or you can attach a document. So if you do that, then you would just at the mine might be a little different. Ruth, are you doing that?
Yeah, so I have that. Can you see that? So my question is, if I want to write something to you to post, do I go into Note?
Yep, you can go into Note, and then you just say, "Hey, Elaine, I saw you at Common Ground the other day. How you doing?" Hey, Mitchell, way to go, buddy. All right.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm on my own space. So see at the top, it has my name, and then it says my name again. That means I'm posting to my own personal space. So that's just what you make sure of. If it were to say Experience Golf membership underneath it, then you're posting to the whole group. So
well, if it says,
If it says golf, you're probably posting to your own space, and that's fine.
Just says golf.
Yeah, so
if it
Mitchell,
says golf, it's your space.
All right.
Mitchell just did a test, so if you guys want to try a test, that'd be great.
Yeah, feel free to do that. You always just want to look at the smaller right below your name, and that'll tell you where you're posting. If it says golf or your name, you're totally fine. If it says Experience Golf membership, you're posting to the whole group, which is also fine. Like if you have a personal best, get a hole-in-one, want to share an article or something, please feel free to post to the group. But usually if we, are asking for responses, sometimes we'll say, please post your own personal space.
And then you can see that.
Elena and I can see that, and you can see it, and it'll stay on your feed forever. It just won't show up to the entire group.
All right.
What other questions do you all have about Coach Now?
Okay, well, I think I understand how to do it on my personal page. How do I do it publicly? How do I make a public post?
Yeah, so that's where you would go to the teams. So if you're on your computer, you'd click on the teams. And so now if I want to post, see how it says post to general?
Yeah.
So anything I type on here is going to post to all of the Experience Golf membership. The other way to do it would be if we come down to like this post here and see if I say something underneath this. It's kind of like you're posting like in a response on Facebook. It's also going to post to the entire group. So I can type something here and that'll post to everybody. If you're on your phone version, to do this, so from the main page, you would click on Teams at the top, you'd click on Experience Golf, and then you can hit down here to post back to anybody. Or kind of the same, you can hit the little post button at the bottom as well, and that'll allow you to make a post to the whole group. So you can see what that looks like if I wanted to just post a note to the group. So see at the top now how it says my name and then says the Experience Golf membership program.
Yep, I'm seeing that now.
Just telling you where it's posting. So just kind of pay attention to that. So you should have access to those two and any old Experience Golf coaching program pages as well. Does that help?
Not everybody's in the 2020 yet, so some of you probably are only looking at the 2019 one.
Yeah.
Right, I have both options. I have the 2020 and the 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Usually I add people to the new year as they do their assessment.
Okay.
So if you only have the 2019, what does that mean?
That means I just haven't added you to 2020 yet.
Oh.
But that's why we added all this information to every year so far, because we wanted everybody to participate today, just to get the overview.
All right.
Yep.
Awesome.
Any other questions on Coach Now, and then flip over to the actual website and how to schedule?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So now we're going into how to schedule all your programs. So Coach Now is just for videos, notes, that kind of stuff. All of the scheduling for anything, lessons, supervised practices, encore sessions will be done through our website, which is experiencegolf.biz. So when you get to the website, the first thing you'll want to do is up here in the top, it says login. So you'll log in. Your username, if we made it, it's going to be your email address. And if we set it for you, your password, we can send it to you if you need it. If you made your own, you'd have your own password. You just type that in. Once you get logged in, you'll see up here at the top. Can you guys all see my cursor? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, perfect. You'll see your name so that you know that you're logged in. Always good to do that because that way that'll help you work through the steps a little bit easier. So to go ahead and schedule anything, you'll hit online appointments. It's going to pull up this page. So first thing you'll see is going to be the private lessons at Common Ground. So with your membership, if you have the full membership, you get 5 private lessons. So those can be done with Elena or myself. Maggie and Ian take care of all of our junior stuff. So you want to click on one of us too. So let's say I wanted to schedule a lesson with Elena. I would click on that. It's going to pull up her availability. So I can choose a date that works, choose a time, and then I can go down here and actually book it once I choose a time. I'm not going to book a lesson with her right now. It's pretty self-explanatory once
I'm so busy.
I'll just take all these times right here. Keep in mind, if it is within 24 hours, it's not going to let you book online. for any individual lessons. So it'll tell you that you have to actually contact us directly. So if I go back to actually get signed up for the program, so underneath the private lessons at Common Ground on the online appointments page, you'll see clinics at Common Ground Golf Course. So the first 3 are the ones that are going to pertain to the membership. So you'll see the supervised practice here, the short course practices, and then the on-course practices. So let's say I wanted to look at the supervised practice schedule. Everything is scheduled all the way through October 15th as of now. So if I wanted to sign up for something, I can select that date. Since once you're already signed up for the membership, you would just say pay at appointment. It's included in your membership. We just have this on here in case anyone wants to sign up for kind of a one-off supervised practice. So you'd hit pay at appointment, you'd hit book clinics, or you can go back and add another clinic, and that will actually allow you to do a lot more than just the one, which is nice and easy too. So then that way you can just check out all at one time. So you can go through, again, the supervised practices, you get unlimited of those with your membership. The on-course, you do the full-blown, it's 5 of each, 5 short course, 5 on-course, and that's to be used all the way through October 15th. So you can schedule all those. Once you get everything signed up for that you want, and if you want to see kind of what you have in your, that you're signed up for, you're going to go to student, actually I lied. You're going to go to online appointments again. And at the top, you'll see here it says My Lessons. If you click on My Lessons, it's going to give you a whole history of every lesson you've taken. And it's also going to tell you over here on upcoming appointments what you have in the future. So any supervised practices, on-course sessions, anything like that, it'll also let you manage. So you can see I can cancel right from this screen. Keep in mind, we do have a 24-hour cancellation policy on all of the programs and all of our individual lessons. So just kind of hopefully can cancel within that or in greater than 24 hours. So I can go ahead and just hit cancel. If I want to take myself out of that, it'll remove me. But that's just a good way to see kind of what you're signed up for, what you've taken on all of that stuff. Any questions on that stuff and how to get signed up for programs?
Okay. How do we pay you guys? How is that happening? Are you guys going to send us an invoice or?
Yeah, so typically what we've done is when people sign up on the website for the membership, it kind of activates everything, so we keep it. And then I have to manually put in for the reoccurring payments for the membership, but I have just kind of put a time out on everything because I'm really waiting to see where things go. So once you've signed up through the website, which is your first month payment and the membership fee, which includes all the goodies and your assessment, your year-end review, everything that we include with the membership, the book, all of that. Then you're set in the system so it can track at least your individual lessons. It doesn't track your supervised practices. We haven't quite figured that out yet. But again, as far as the recurring payments, you guys, I'm just sitting on it because I don't want to get everybody all set up and then, you know, we have to make changes. We're just still not sure what's going to happen from April 27th on. But once we get going, you know, we'll figure it out. We know how to find you.
So we sign up in the shop for committed player membership? Is
yes.
That, okay. And I'll just sign up there.
Yep, whenever we do that. And then the assessments, we are doing the initial assessments because they're on the short course and we can still do them. So if you want to do your assessment in April, we can do that. We just can't do like, hey, let's go work on your full swing on the driving range. Lisa and I did our assessment the other day on the course and I thought it went really well because it gives us an opportunity to see your whole game and chat and talk about the things that we want to work on for the season.
One other thing of note on the website that we did the best job of kind of telling you guys about last year is there's actually a really powerful shot tracking tool through the website. So once you're logged in, if you go to students and go to shot tracker, you can click on that and it's going to pull up this page here. So it's cool. What you can actually do is you can go and you can pick the golf course that you played. This does require that you kind of keep a little bit of stats when you're out on the course. So if I go and let's say I want to play Common Grounds, so I can go here and let's say I played 18 holes, I can enter my round info, and it's actually going to let me go through and say, okay, hole number 1, I hit my driveway, or excuse me, my driver. You can go through and say if I hit the fairway or not, or if I hit, I don't know why this is showing up kind of small, but I hit on the left side or the right side. My lie was good. Was I within this 50 to 125? Which direction did I miss the green? Did I go over, short, left, or right?
Whoa.
This is a pretty intense one, so you don't necessarily have to do all of it, but what it'll do is it actually tracks and keeps all your statistics as long as you have access to the website. So it's a pretty cool tool. You do have to do a little bit of work when you're out playing to kind of write this stuff down.
Or if you have a good memory after the round.
Oh, yeah, right.
But it's pretty detailed. You can write down, the total putts, and then the distance that you actually made your last putt from, and then your score, and it'll track all of that stuff.
Wow.
It's super powerful. Like I said, it's a lot of information. So you could just do part of it if you wanted. You could do the club you hit, whether or not you hit the fairway. You could do around the greens or just putting. I mean, you can do pretty simple statistics as well. But it'll track all that stuff if you don't have a handicap and don't want to use the handicap app. But I think the handicap app is one of the better and easier ways to do it right this second for free.
You mean on Gin?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
That's cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's cool.
You didn't know that, E? There we go.
That's great.
That is amazing.
Okay.
Other
Any
questions?
Questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
But she's good.
Awesome.
Was that the Coach Now or the Experience Golf that you just showed us?
That was the Experience Golf website.
Okay, thanks.
So Coach Now is going to be the orange one.
Okay.
The Coach Now is more for communication. The website is more for scheduling, booking, things like that.
Do you? What's your preferred mode of communication? A direct email or the Coach Now?
For the membership, we love Coach Now because by the time we start doing email, Coach Now, text, we can't remember what's going on. If you want to just say, hey, I'm going to be 5 minutes late, and you want to shoot Steph or I a text, that's great. That's fine. But we really are trying to move everybody into communicating through Coach Now. So we just have one form of communication. And plus it tracks everything that we do as well. So that is our preference.
Okay. Okay, good.
Email, I'm always on my email, but during the day when we're super busy, if you want to tell us something really quick, you can shoot us a text or Coach Now. If it's a more involved, something you want to discuss, email is always fine, but we usually don't get to those till 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Okay.
So fun seeing everybody. Uh-oh, I froze.
For all the scheduled supervised practices through the end of April. Not the on-course and the short course practices. We already took those off the calendar, but for the next few supervised practice sessions, we are going to go deeper into some of the human skills and how those would apply to your golf game. So we'd love for you guys to join us for all those. Like we said, I think the next one is an afternoon one, so we'll probably do a little happy hour at the end of that. Or if you want a happy hour during, please do.
Yeah, we could do it now.
With the link and everything?
Sorry, what did you say, Lisa?
Will you be sending us a message with a link?
Yes.
For the next one?
Yes, we will. And we're also going to post kind of the homework assignment that we mentioned. We'll post that on Coach Now. We'll post the video of the warm-up on Coach Now for you all to have that. And then we're also going to send out a PDF of the PowerPoint so you guys have a copy of that.
When we get some new information on Coach Now, will there be an email letting us know to go to that website?
There should be. You might want to just check on Coach Now in your preferences, just that you have notifications turned on for email. If you have the app, you can also have it set a little notification or reminder on your Coach Now as well when something is posted.
Yeah, we should remind people to have their notifications on.
Yeah, that's just something you want to check in your general settings for Coach Now. But you should set that, no problem.
Okay, good.
Any other questions you all have that we can help you with today?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, you covered a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, really nice.
You know, for sure, we'd love to hear feedback on how you felt like this went. And again, we want to make this time as much value for you all as we can. So please let us know what you want to learn about, and we're here for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Guys,
Good to
bye.
see ya.
Have a great day. Stay safe.
Thanks. Bye.
Hey.
Stop recording now if you want.
Oh no, let's talk about them. No, I better stop it.